Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I know y'all usually don't see me on camera, but I thought I would come on camera to address some things, and specifically regarding this topic, I definitely have some things I want to share. So number one, when I posted the video, The Kept Wife, I seen some of the comments, and I just want people to know, like, number one, my channel is always to help inform people. Like, my background education is in psychology. I'm very passionate about spirituality, people's spiritual journey, helping them overcome obstacles. Fatherless daughters. Like, I have a whole series on my page. It's in my playlist of fatherless daughters. I wrote a book on fatherless daughters. It's called Scars Daddy Left. I have about probably 5 or 6 children's books: bullying, colorism, living in poverty, like overcoming obstacles. Like, literally, that's what I'm here for. If you Google Brianna Reshae, Reshae, it'll bring up my author page on Amazon. So first thing first, that's who I am, is always to help people. But if we can learn from a topic or a story to discuss and talk about things we could learn from it, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's number one. Now today we are going to be talking about what I learned in my 20s, what I wish I would have known in my 20s. Like, this has been a trend on TikTok, so I wanted to put together a collaboration of it. It's so many, but I just put together the ones that I ran across that I thought was very useful. I'm going to give my intake of what I learned in my 20s, because, woo, honey, man. I'm going to put my intake towards the end. And of course, you girlies who are 29 and up, I want to even say, like, if y'all have things that y'all wish y'all would have known, that you feel like you could really help somebody else who's in their 20s go through, definitely share yours as well. So I'll be back towards the end.
I'm going to tell y'all a few things I wish I knew in my early 20s. One, girl, wait to have them damn kids. I ain't even get... Wait to have them damn kids. I have 4 sons and I love my kids. But do I wish I would have waited till I was 30? Yes. I feel like I didn't really get to experience a lot of things because I had kids so early. I had my first baby when I was 21. And it was like I was pregnant every year after that. That's how it felt. I didn't really have a baby every year, but that's how it felt. You don't need to be in love in your early years. Although it is nice, you don't absolutely have to be in love. You can live your life without being in love, baby. Be in love with yourself. The stuff that matter to you when you 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 do not matter to you after 25. Why nobody ain't tell me that? I don't know, but that shit do not matter. Circling back to that, the people that matter to you when you 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, they don't matter to you after you 25. Seriously, most of the people that's in your life in your early 20s, they not gonna be in your life after you done with that stage of your life, unless you stand in that stage of your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you still in that stage of your life, of course you're going to still have the same kind of friends or the same kind of people around you. But as you grow, you mature, you elevate, your train of thought change, your thought process change, you're going to have different people around you. And that's okay. So don't be out here living to impress people, because 9 times out of 10, baby, they're not even going to be... God didn't even write them in your story for real. You holding on to them. God wants you to let them go. God is going to make you let them go eventually. And what else? I don't know. I might have to come back and do another one of these, because it's just so much. You do not have to feel bad for setting boundaries. Whether it's setting boundaries with your family, your friends, your co-workers, anybody, it's okay. It's okay to put yourself first, baby. It's not your job to rescue other people from their drama. You got a right to feel your feelings, no matter how or what other people think. It's most definitely not your job to feel, think, live for others. Don't nobody gotta agree with you. Don't nobody gotta agree with you, like, at all. You don't have to take verbal abuse. You don't have to take gaslighting. You don't have to take emotional abuse. That's setting boundaries. Saying no. Learning how to say no and standing on all. Everything you do in this world and throughout your life, you gotta really do for you, because the main people that you be expecting to be there rooting for you gonna be the main ones that disappoint you. Trust me when I say a lot of your support and guidance is gonna come from a complete stranger, and you just gonna have to be okay with it. I can't even begin to count the times that I felt like, and that was my fault, because I shouldn't have expected anybody to celebrate me. But I can't even begin to count the times that I accomplished something and nobody told me congratulations, I'm proud of you. And sometimes that's all a lot of people need. Sometimes that be people's love language. And I'm sorry to tell you, baby, throughout life you ain't gonna always receive it. And you literally gonna have to be okay with that. You're gonna have to be okay with doing stuff for yourself and just being proud of yourself. Because if you sit around and you waiting on other people to acknowledge what you did and didn't do, baby, you're gonna be waiting forever. Stop watching fucking reality TV. I know that sound harsh as hell, but this is real life, and a lot of that stuff be scripted, as y'all should know. But in my early 20s, it don't matter. It don't even matter. Stop watching that stuff and thinking that's how real life works. Girl, ask that nigga for some money. Starting off strong, ask him for some money. I used to be one of them girls back in the day that always kept a job, so I didn't really need a man for nothing. I didn't even ask a man for nothing. But ask that man for some money. I don't care if you work 5 jobs. If a man really like you, he shouldn't even want you to work 5 jobs, for real. He should help where he can. I ain't saying he gotta be a millionaire and pay all your bills, but he should help. He should help. And this is part 3,000 of things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Girl, don't let no nigga move in with you. Especially when it's your first time moving out, you getting a new apartment, your first time living on your own. Don't do it. Girl, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a level of non-freedom that you already have at your parents' house, which is a lot of times why people go and get their own. Understand that when you moving in with a man, it's gonna be a whole new set of rules, baby. It's gonna be stuff he don't want you to do. It's gonna be stuff you don't want him to do. You ain't gonna be ready for all that straight off the bat. Enjoy living by yourself. And also, if you like me, I always had my own room. I was the only girl. I have 2 brothers, and I was the only girl. I had my own room. I never had to share nothing with nobody. Baby, when I moved in with a man, guess what? He was using my lotion. I was like, you using my lotion? Yeah, he using my lotion. He still do to this day. And I had to get used to it. I'm still not used to it. And if you even thinking about moving in with a friend, baby, think long and hard. Because a lot of people don't be friends no more after they move in with their friend. I don't care if y'all could be the best of friends. Y'all might have grew up different. You might find out that person don't clean up the way you clean up. That person don't cook the way that you cook. That person don't buy groceries the way that you buy groceries. It be the littlest things that will make y'all fall out just by living together, because y'all never discussed it, and y'all never discussed it, and y'all never knew it about each other until, like, your friend might like to have niggas come to their house every day. You might not like that, and then guess what? That's gonna cause a riffraff in y'all friendship. Y'all not gonna be friends no more, because that might be something that she feel like he or she can have because it's their house.
These are 8 lessons I've learned since I've turned 20. You haven't met the right man until you don't cry on your birthday, and I mean that in the most literal way. Move to a new city. I cannot stress this one enough. You can always come back home. Home will always be here. But while you're young in your 20s, you don't got no kids, move to a new city. I moved to Washington to work with Congress for a couple of months, maybe 6 or 7 months. And it was fine. But I came back home because Washington wasn't for me. But I know that now. Next city. Baby, can't nobody keep a secret. Everybody got a best friend. So if you don't want something to get out, keep it between you, God, and that journal. Your 20s are not just about fun. Get together. If you have a fun, carefree 20s, you're going to have a broken 30s. Okay. Read a book. You're getting dumber. I took a year between college and law school. And in that span of a year, I got a little stupider. Be a clean. Learn how to clean up. Clean behind toilets. I know this, but just do it. Learn how to clean up. You should never walk around your house like, who the fuck closed this night? Save your money. You don't want to be broke as fuck right about love. Money would not unlame that nigga.
Things I wish I knew in my 20s that I now know as a 36-year-old. Red flags will never turn green. That goes for friendships, relationships, jobs. Your strength will create fear for some. But don't let that have you questioning your value. Show up for yourself like you're showing up for other people. Mean girl behavior has never been cute in any phase of your life. Don't participate. Look at things through the lens of possibility. Instead of always thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Being around non-toxic people is so underrated. Give drama-free a little bit more weight than fun on your friendship scale. Appreciate the people showing up for you instead of wishing you had a larger group. People show up for the things that are important to them. That realization may make you cry, but let it make you better, not bitter. And lastly, brushing it off and not letting things faze you does not make you weak. It means you're grown.
Something I wish I had done more in my 20s was pay more attention to what I love to do and actually pursue it and take it seriously. I don't know, I've just found myself in a position where it's like I'm kind of looking back at my life and thinking about, what were the things that used to make me happy that I kind of turned away from, and now that I'm older, I see myself kind of like leaning back into them. I am just a firm believer that it's never too late to pursue those things that you really want to do, and we only have one life to live, so let's make it something that we actually enjoy.
I turned 30 in 2 weeks, so here are the things I would tell the girlies in their 20s. Life is short, and whatever is on your mind right now is such a small part of the bigger picture. Little do you know it, but you become your best self when you stop what other people think. Please open up a high yield savings account and do not touch it. You are not your college major, and honestly, the best thing about life is that you can change your mind. And change it again and change it again. And to that fact, nobody knows what they're doing, okay? I encourage you to start unlearning what doesn't suit you. Oh my goodness. Please do your skincare and wear your sunscreen. And yes, I'm talking about you, sis. Your best friends, the ones that you eventually find, will feel like soulmates. And you will never have to question their intentions. You will never feel slighted by their comments. It'll honestly feel like home. Stay out a little longer. Have another drink. Say yes to the girls' trip. We are young and life is short, and you are 20, and the days will go by much quicker than you will remember.
Now that I'm in my 30s, here's some things that I did in my 20s that I feel have set me apart or has built a strong foundation for me coming into my 30s. The first thing is being in a career quite early in my 20s. Not only has this helped me financially, but it's also helped me build credit and has helped me advance in many ways, not just professionally, but also personally. The second thing that I'm happy that I have had or did not have necessarily in my 20s is children. I think by not having kids in my 20s, it gave me a lot of freedom. It's given me a lot of flexibility, and honestly, I can't imagine being a mom in my 20s. It just, no. And do I have enough time? Okay, so the third one is really just staying home as long as I could.
These are the 3 things that I learned while dating in my 20s. Number 1, it is okay to be alone. I used to have this problem real bad. I would hop into a situation, it didn't work the way I wanted it to work, so then boom, I'm on to the next. That's the problem. I had to do some soul searching to really understand that I was never going to be happy until I found peace within myself. Number 2, the way you present yourself is everything. If you're out here going out to clubs every weekend, bottle popping, twerking in every Instagram video, don't be surprised when you attract pill popping, weed smoking, couch hopping, cheating men. When you put yourself out there like that, you should expect to be approached by a lower level man. Because if you don't respect yourself, why would you expect them to respect you? Last but not least, number 3. Cheating is not a part of the ups and downs in a relationship. If your man cheats on you, he does not love you. Period, point blank. Me personally, I had never put up with cheating. If you cheat on me, you're done. One and done. But I see so many of my peers normalize that kind of behavior, and it's so upsetting. Because what y'all fail to realize is, if a man loves you, he will not do nothing to hurt you. In fact, if he loves you, hurting you would hurt him. And y'all out here just accepting this kind of behavior. That's not love. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that is not love, honey. It's not. But yeah, just some food for thought. Think about that real quick.
Critical lesson learned in my 20s. Do not make somebody tell you more than once that you are not the one for them. This can go for a friendship or a relationship. Do not try to force someone to be something that they do not want to be. Because in the end, your confidence gets destroyed. Your trust in yourself gets destroyed. You start looking at yourself like, dang, am I not lovable? Am I not a good friend? Do I not deserve this, that, and the third? And it's like, babe, it had nothing to do with you. They were just not the right person. Okay, that relationship that you're trying to fit inside this puzzle piece, it's not working. That friendship that you keep trying to give chance after chance after chance, it's not working. They don't like you. In the end, no one would disrespect you. No one would treat you less than what you deserve. No one would not want to go out of their way to put a smile on your face, to make you happy, to be interested in the things that bring you joy if they truly liked you. Save yourself the heartbreak and exit immediately, because this is what happens. You start to build up anger and resentment towards the person because you're trying so hard to get that validation. You're trying so hard to feel wanted by this person, but all they're doing is reaping the benefits of the amazing human being that you are.
3 things I need every 20-year-old to know. Please slow the hell down and do not rush through these 20s. I know it seems like 30 is literally knocking at your door as soon as you start getting through your 20s, because trust me, it goes fast. But that's why you need to slow it down. Everything and everybody don't have to be permanent. Every decision is not permanent, and it only gets better. Number 2, you're an adult now. Meaning you literally don't have to keep asking people about your decision. Do not spend your entire 20s trying to seek validation. Start trusting in yourself. You made it this far for a reason. But number 3, you did not come this far to only come this far. 20s are the main years where you're really trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life. This is not it. Like, there's so much more in store for you.
Here are some lessons that I had to learn in my 20s so you don't have to. Invest in your mental health and in experiences, not clothes or trends. I don't own probably like 80% of the stuff that I bought in my 20s, but I remember that concert, and I definitely remember what that therapist taught me. Life is way too short to only experience the country that you were born in.
It's just on my heart to say this. If you are young, like you're in college, 18 to 22, in that stage, try everything. Anything you want to do, try it. If you don't know what you want to do in life, just go wherever your interests take you. If that's 10 things, try all 10 things. Trust me, you're going to start narrowing things down as you start to learn what things are about. Take a class, join a club at your school if there is one. Start a club at your school if it's really important to you. Ask somebody who's doing that, Try any way you can to get your foot in the door, because the more you do that, the more you will learn about yourself, and then the more you'll have a clearer picture of what you want to do by the time you get out of college, and the more selective you will be able to be in your job search instead of just having to take just any job, when you get out of college.
Things that you should realize in your early 20s that will save you so much time in the future. First things first, I want you to heal your trauma. If you don't want to live a life full of struggle, of pain, of mediocrity, of confusion, of just so much chaos, I highly suggest that you go and heal. You go and heal for the sake of yourself, because you want better for yourself and for your life. And you don't want to be out here hurting other people. Why do we want to continuously be hurting people? Let's shift the narrative and let's change our perspective on the way that we view things, and let's go and seek help. If you need help, it is okay. We all need help at some point. If you need to go to counseling, if you need to go see a therapist, if you need to have somebody to talk to, whatever the case may be, heal because you want better for yourself. Nobody owes you nothing in life. So I need for you to understand that nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, your family, your friends, your boyfriend, God, whomever you believe in. When I tell you nobody owes you nothing, you owe you a better life. You owe you to make better choices and better decisions within your life. Nobody owes you nothing. So get your stuff together. Get your stuff together and decide today that you are going to live a better life for yourself.
Stop the excuses, because it's not getting nowhere. Last but not least, stop being so focused on the external appearance and more so focus on your inner health and your mental health well-being. Focus on the inside, because at the end of the day, the inside things that we carry can never be bought. You can go and buy a body, you can go and buy some boobs, you can go and buy some hair, but if you're not confident internally, none of that matters, okay? So some of you guys will not be here with us for long because you don't want to fix the internal problems. You rather just go and pay for things to get done instead of doing the inner work, doing the shadow work that is required of you to actually feel better about yourself. Create your own happiness. Learn to love yourself within. If you want to go and get something done, by all means, go do it. But I'm saying, focus on your inner health, because those are the things that actually matter the most.
Advice for my 20-something. Listen up. My love, stop thinking that you need to have it all together. You don't. You are doing just fine. Give it time and keep going. Don't give up. The guy or girl that you're crying over about right now will be a wink in your memory 5 years from now. You'll fall in love again. So dry those tears and wipe those eyes. You'll be okay. Wear sunscreen on your face, on your neck, and on your hands every single day. Your 30, 40, and 50-year-old skin will thank you later. And drink more water. Less soda and juice. Work out and take care of your body now, because it gets harder as you get older. Trust your intuition. You trust other people more than you trust yourself. Believe what your body, what your nervous system, what your mind is telling you. Follow your gut feeling and stop ignoring it. Listen to your parents or your guardian. They have been there before. You have never been their age, but they have been yours. I promise you, they are not trying to lead you down the wrong direction. Stop trying to please everybody. You want everyone to like you. You don't even like everyone. That people pleasing needs to come to a stop. It's time to be selfish. And stop comparing yourself to some random person on the internet, or anyone in general for that matter. You don't know what they're doing to get the lifestyle that they have, who they laying up with, who they sleeping with, who they plucking, sucking, bucking with to live the life that they're living. You don't know what sacrifices, good, bad, or indifferent, that they had to endure to have the things that they have. Stop comparing yourself and be a leader. Lead the group and stop following. We have enough followers. You have enough followers. I don't see too many leaders. If you have any tips for 20-somethings or 30-somethings, drop them in the chat below and follow me for more videos like this.
And when you get into your 30s, it gets better. What do y'all mean by it gets better?
What we mean is when you turn 30, you enter your prime. It's like the peak of your life. Because you're past your 20s where you care about what other people think of you, and you start to realize the importance of just living for you. That's why you see all these women in their 30s traveling and starting businesses, because you realize when you turn 30, first of all, 30 is not old. My life is just beginning, and it's just, I don't know, sis, something just clicks, okay? Something just clicks, and your 30s are the best time of your life. You're going to have a blast, so get ready.
So my intake on this, like what I learned specifically from my 20s, I pretty much agree with almost everything they said, like dang near everything. But I will say when it comes to your money, I don't feel like you should just have a savings account. Like, y'all don't know, a lot of wealthy people, the reason that they're wealthy is because they don't really just save money. That money moves. So don't just have a savings account. Like, how you can have a savings account for a rainy day, like if you lose your job or you find yourself kind of stuck in a storm, like that's what that's for. But I feel like your money should be moving. So like you can put them in insurance policy to where it's building cash value. You can put them into like stocks if you study stocks and want to learn about that. You can just sit down with a financial advisor, and they also can talk to you about how your money can move and build instead of just sitting there. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, like it's so many ways to like not just keep that money there, but have that money also growing. So that's one thing I would say when it comes to that. Another thing, when it comes to love, y'all, love yourself like you want somebody to love you. I'm going to say that again. Love yourself like you want somebody to love you. See, a lot of times we be thinking we love ourselves, but then we really have some more shadow work, inner demons, stuff that we have to face, and then we start to wonder why we're attracting certain people in our life. Like, dang, I keep on getting cheated on. Dang, I keep on attracting broken men. Dang, like, I keep attracting unbalanced relationships. Like, I'm putting everything into a relationship. Like, I'm doing everything. They're not doing nothing for me in return. It's because there's a part of you that still has to grow and heal from within the inner you. And that was actually my biggest journey right when I turned 30. Like, it's like I started to learn more about myself and things that I can and cannot tolerate and things that I really needed to work on. If you have not saw my story about my divorce story, it's like an hour. I think it's like an hour or something, but it's really, really long. But I learned so much from that relationship about myself. Like, I attracted brokenness because I really was broken. And me having to go through a domestic violence relationship show me that I really don't love myself. Because if you can be with somebody for that long who speaks to you this way, treats you this way, put his hands on you, you know, for this long of a time period, there's some more work you have to do within yourself if you're just thinking that that's okay. And that was the shadow work I had to do, you know. So definitely, again, like, love yourself how you want somebody else to love you. And if you are currently attracting broken people in your life, that means somewhere within you are broken. When it comes to finances, a lot of us have to grow out of what we were taught, especially if you come from like a family that is like financially burdened or like a poverty background. Like, sometimes we grow up that way, thinking like, oh, I can't spend money on nice things, or oh, I have to go to college and do this, or I have to work this job and do this like for the rest of my life, like my parents did. And we don't kind of get out of the matrix or that bubble of like wanting more and expanding more because we're stuck vibrationally, and it's because we were taught that. So another thing I will say is, like, real deal, start to get some knowledge when it comes to finances. Like, I really wish I knew more about finances, you know. Like, I still have to learn more, but I have learned some things, and I have learned that having multiple streams of incomes usually is how people become like rich, wealthy, etc. They have multiple streams of income. So never limit yourself. If you want more, if you want more out of life, like, never limit yourself. Continue growing, continue getting knowledge and learning. And guess what? Eventually you will be in the vibration and mindset spiritually to attract more and better in your life. And that's with everything. That's with love. That's with health. That's with money. Like, you have to be on a higher vibration to attract certain things. Don't let nobody speak over your life. Do you know, weirdly, how many people came into my life and just because they were mad at me or we got into some type of argument or something, they would speak negative over my life, like, oh, you're never going to be able to do this, or you're never going to be able to find this, etc. And I did. And I cannot stand when people like speak over your life. Like, I always rebuke it every single time. Like, don't speak over my life, don't speak over my children's life. You're not God. You don't know what's going to happen in my life. So anytime somebody speaks over your life, your children's lives, etc., rebuke it. And that's the thing. Your mind is really, really powerful. Your words that come out your mouth is really, really powerful. So don't let nobody kill your dream. Don't let nobody speak over you. You are in control of your life. You are. You and God have the final say so. Everyone is not your friend, even family. Everybody does not wish the best for you, genuinely. I've said this before in a past video. Pay attention to how people clap for you. I highly agree with the videos when they said wait to have children. Like, absolutely. Even marriage, for the most part. Not every situation, but I've noticed that, and I think they even have a study on this, to where people who get married when they're older, like 30s and up, those marriages last longer than when you get married when you're young. And that's because naturally we're supposed to grow. And we think we know what we want, like when we're in our 20s, going into our 20s, especially like the whole high school sweetheart thing. And then you start to realize as you get older, y'all probably have different values. Y'all probably have different interests, etc. And then y'all naturally kind of shift and grow apart. Or one of you might grow how you need to spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and one person might not grow. And then you end up finding yourself in a situation where you didn't have kids, got married, etc. And you're like, dang, like now I feel like I got to stay in this because, I built this. But again, if you can wait for that kind of stuff, because most women, it seems like, don't really know themselves until they hit about 30. So if you can wait to have kids, get married, etc., do it. Definitely do it. So that's my intake on this. That's all I can think of as of right now. Women, what did y'all learn in y'all 20s that y'all can share on to the younger girlies? Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.